welcome everybody. We are here today at the Politecnico Graduate School of Management. I welcome you today for the fourth and final live streaming of the Reply Crypto Investment Challenge. So welcome everybody. I'm Valentina. Today with these beautiful panelists, as you see, we will host you and comment a bit the whole challenge we went through together this year. As you can see, we are here in the beautiful modern location of Polimi School of Graduate School of Management. And today we're also live. You can watch us on YouTube on challenges.reply.com as well as on the Reply video platform. So hello, repliers who are watching. Okay, so let's talk about this fourth Reply Investment Challenge. Basically, last year we stopped with the Sustainable Investment Challenge, and we asked you what you wanted to do next. So, what you wanted to foresee as this year's topic. You told us you would have loved to see cryptos, and that's what we did. So we listened to you. We decided to completely take a turn. So this year it was all about crypto, about blockchain, and we also found a new partner, a young platform that in a minute we will introduce as well, that helped us develop this challenge. As you might know already, Reply challenges are all about having fun, trading and learning at the same time. And of course, we hope you did have some fun till now. If you play the challenge today, you know it's the very final day. So today till 6 o'clock, you have time to do trades, to do the best you can to win this challenge, to get the prizes. Okay. So again, I'm Valentina. Today with me, my partner in crime, Francesca, will help me go through some questions we prepared with the Reply Titanium team. You will know who they are in a bit. So we have some questions to ask to our lovely panelists. But of course, we have some space. We would love to have some questions from you. So if as players you have some doubts, you want to have some suggestions from our experts, feel free to ask. So, who are these experts? Let me welcome, first of all, to, let's say, the person that is actually hosting us today. So, Marco Giorgino, full professor of financial markets and institution and financial risk management at Politecnico di Milano.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Welcome. Then let me introduce Alexandru Stefan Geban, that is the CTO of a young platform.
Good afternoon, everyone. CFO.
CFO.
No worries.
Sorry, CFO. And then, if you have already seen and participated to some of our challenges, you might know them already. We have Roberto Tognoni, executive.
Hello, good afternoon.
At Reply, and our beloved coach, Paolo Fabris.
Hi, everybody.
So thank you for being here today, to all of you, by the way. All right, so let's just recap a bit. Let's start from some numbers, some information. As I was telling you, this was a challenge that lasted 2 weeks. So from the 8th of May till today, again, you had the chance to play online. This was a fully online game on challenges.reply.com, which is the place where you actually registered. You were given hints from our Reply Titanium team, but of course you were trading on Young platform where you had 1 million pretend money, million euro pretend money that you had to invest in the best way possible. Of course, taking into consideration some of the bonus maluses we had for you. So let's crunch some numbers together. Basically, we had more than 7,000 registered participants, which is great, from more than 100 countries. Of course, let's say the vast majority is composed by students, because we do this kind of challenges in order to target young talents, in order to make them as I was saying, learn by having fun. And as you can see, of course, also the age goes together. We had more than 70% of people, of players, who are younger than 34 years old. So I would say, wow, to these numbers, of course. And again, just a very last moment to highlight that we do these for a learning purpose as first. So we took your suggestion to make the Reply Investment Challenge on cryptocurrencies and on blockchain. But I would say the main aim for us was to get you acquainted with these technologies, with these topics, and learn something new, okay? So on challenges.com, .reply.com, even after the challenge will be over, you can actually go back and study, learn more, have a look at the materials we built together with our experts, together with the Young Platform, as well as together with Polyme. So, yes, we mentioned them already. Young Platform is our sponsor for the very first time. Instead, with Polyme Graduate School of Management, we do have kind of a long history. We go back to some years, definitely. But in a while, we will actually have some questions for Marco and Stefan, and they will tell us more. Why you do this? Because you love challenges, of course, because you're talented players, talented students, or young professional. But I guess that prizes might have something to do with it as well. So first placed, so the winner basically will get a MacBook Pro, second placed an iPad Air, and for the third placed Apple AirPods Pro. So I would say these might be the reasons why you're actually so active in the challenge. No, did you play, Marco? Yeah, you still have some time. All right. So now I will actually pass the word to Paolo, who will help me go through some other numbers that are mostly connected to the challenge.
Yeah, thank you, Valentina. As we can see here, I would say the numbers are quite impressive, especially if compared to the numbers of the previous years, where the topic was completely different. We had actually nearly 3.2 billion euros trading in the 2-week lifespan of the investment challenge. So quite a lot of money has been moved. This happened with nearly 65,000 trades. So I would say that our participants moved quite a lot their portfolios. Here we can see the main cryptocurrencies that have been trading during the challenge, but this is not giving the real picture of what happened actually. If we go to the next page, what we will see is that, of course, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and so on, they got the first place in terms of volumes because Bitcoin per se summed up to nearly 1/3 of the trades, both in the buy and in the sell side. But what we can see is that I would say this is nearly representing, maybe Stefan will tell us something more, the market cap of the different currencies that we have out there. So I would say that this picture represents quite well the situation of the market and helps us to see also that our participants, I would say, took advantage of the opportunities provided by the mechanism of the challenge. And remember that you of course remember that there were two bonuses associated to the trading activity, and one of these two bonuses was related to the differentiation of your portfolio. So I would say very good numbers under this point of view. We can see that the buy side is still probably nearly 2 times the sell side, but this is normal, I would say. So there's still nearly something more than 30 minutes for trading, and we will see these numbers changing tonight. However, for the numbers right now, I would say it's sold, and we will see the other mechanism later down the road. An important thing that we observed is that, if you can see here, more than 2/3 of the players, actually 69% of the players, got, as of today, a positive P&L, an overall P&L. I would say this is quite impressive. But it's also because this is due to the fact that it was quite, I would say, a stable market. We didn't have shocks in the market in these 2 weeks. So I would say in a positive market, in a bullish market, everybody generally is able to gain something. The other point is that 43%, so nearly 1/2 of the players, got the diversification bonus from the diversification index. So I would say very, very good result, while actually 1/8 of the participants followed the hints. Actually, the point is that nearly 70% of the participants got the maximum bonus among the people who got the bonus, of course. So I would say very good participation, very well understood the mechanism of the challenge, and very good results in terms of, I would say, taking profit from the opportunities that the mechanism of the challenge. It is actually not complicated, but however, it requires quite a bit of understanding, and the results were very, very, I would say, beyond expectations under this point of view.
Thank you, Paolo. Thank you very much. Okay, so I've been just given the confirmation from control room that we do have other guests, if we can call them so, and we could say hi to a university hub in Torino. So hi guys, so good to see you. Hello. I will just briefly tell you the story, because this hub was organized by a Reply ambassador, who is a student that works somehow with us, and basically he decided he was so into the challenge that he organized this moment. So they will have the aperitif as well at the end. So. Thank you for watching. Hi guys, thanks for gathering all together. But I would say it's almost time. It's time to go to our guests. Before doing so, I will just mention that parallelly, actually, to this challenge, which I mentioned the prize to you before as well, we also have a university league going on. So this basically means that all the scores from all the players from a certain university will be summed at the end of the challenge, and the university will be able to get an award. Okay, so guest time for real this time. Fra, do you have any question for our guest?
Hello, everybody. For me, it's a pleasure to open the closing webinar for the first question. And the first question is for Marco. You are a full professor of financial markets and financial risk management, and so your focus is on learning aspects. So, in Reply, in our initiatives, we have always stressed the importance of learning and specifically of deep diving the financial instrument, but here it might be a different story. So, do you think that the crypto trading and the instrument somehow connected to the blockchain are more a technological or financial topic?
Good afternoon again, everybody. It's a pleasure for me to be here again. This is the 4th edition. Yes. So, a long story, as you said. We hope also a long future, if it be possible. And I'm proud to be here also because I think the numbers that we shared before are really impressive. And so it's a very successful initiative, and thanks to Reply to have again selected Politecnico di Milano and our Graduate School of Management as a partner for this important initiative. Your question is not so simple, if I can tell you, because it's very difficult to tell if it's more important finance or technology looking at the blockchain. I could say both. And I could say in a very important role, both finance and technology. And you know, the story of the combination between finance and technology is a very long story because, you know, finance and technology are very connected since many years ago, many decades ago. What we have today is a very impressive role that can be played by technology that is very important to understand what is the potential in terms of application in the financial area. You see how most of the teams of the asset management companies around the world are combined and composed, looking both financial competences and ICT and digital competences. And we see in our university how our more technical graduates are searched by those companies all around the world. So it's very difficult to tell what is the most important side of the two. We have to look for a balanced combination between the two. And I think we have many motivations to understand why financial competences are important, but we cannot forget technological competences for blockchain and for crypto trading in particular. Some examples about that. It's impossible to make crypto trading without having both kinds of competences. Financial competences are important for a couple of reasons in particular. First of all, you need to know how trading platforms, how trading activities are designed and how are they composed, and what is the function of trading activities, and what is in particular the process to set up the prices. So how prices can be set up in the trading activities. So it's very important to have this kind of competences, as the story can confirm us how important are also financial risk competences, because the recent story can give us a lot of examples about failures, about distress situation, where liquidity becomes a problem, where the counterparty becomes a problem. So it's impossible to make those kind of activities without having financial competence in terms of trading and in terms of the most important risk areas, risk management areas, knowledges. And so for this reason, I cannot forget financial competence. On the other side, you cannot forget technological competences. How blockchain is structured, how cryptocurrencies are structured, what are the tools, what are the mechanisms through which it's possible to have cryptocurrencies. And the cryptography in particular, you have to know how it's built, how it's functioning, the role of miners, for example, the role of miners in terms of prices, how prices are affected by the presence or not of miners. So technology can have a huge impact in terms of what is the balance between demand and supply. We are talking about trading. We are talking about a market. And for every market, you have to know how the demand and the supply in the two ways are, let me say, are affected by which factors are they affected. And the role played by technology in terms of the impact that it can have on the demand, on the supply, is very huge. So that's why it's impossible to make crypto trading without having both competencies. So from my side, looking what happened in the last most recent years, I think that investing, and I come to the learning point, investing on both could be a very successful decision, because you have to be careful about trading in general. We are talking about A lot of people that were in your statistics, 2/3 of them are under 34 years, if I'm not wrong. So very young people. And young people are the smartest, of course, by definition, but pay attention. Making trading is also a matter of responsibility, because you are not managing money that are, money is money. And so it's not a play. This is not a joke. This is something very, very important. And so the responsibility, the awareness, it's important to remember those kind of things. And so coming back to the point of competences, you have to be careful facing those kind of opportunities. But I think that you will be more responsible if you will be investing both on financial and technological competences. So I didn't answer to your question, but just to say that you cannot forget the other side of the big picture. So you are very strong in financial competences. You have to build a team where you have also people coming from technology, or vice versa. And I think the learning programs that are designed by university are going in that direction. So both investing on the two.
Thank you very much, Marco. And I guess that this applies to Young Platform as well. For what I know about you, I know these two components are actually there for real. Stefan, we wanted to ask you, of course, we already mentioned it's the first year you partner with us. Why did you decide to take the lead in this initiative? And yes, maybe you can also comment on what you just said, because it's really built on you.
Mike is okay. Definitely I can reply to both topics, I would say. Starting from your question, I would say that the mainly decision with the main pillar on the decision was based on the three pillar you've mentioned before. So basically learning, trading, and having fun. That is the three pillars on which we have established the company back in 2017. Who knows us from the beginning know very well that our mission was basically to democratize the access to this world. And this means, first of all, giving to the final user all the tools to understand the technology, and in the end, the financial tool. As mentioned before, definitely I agreed on having both skills, so not just the financial one or just the technical one. Personally, and all the funding team are developers, me too, and right now I'm in the position of Chief Financial Officer, so in the past 5 years, definitely I had a lot of things to learn about, not just how to run a company, but also about the market. So in general, definitely it's something that we are trying to solve, because I think we can parallelize this investment, the crypto investment, to the traditional investment in some way. More or less the steps you have to do once you choose a crypto are the same of a venture capitalist that decide to invest a startup. The only thing that change is basically the due diligence you have to run on the project. While a venture capitalist can run a due diligence just on financial metrics and or financial documents, in crypto this is not true. In crypto you need to understand first of all the technology you are investing into, and this is the reason why a lot of effort have been dedicated to create material that can explain how the blockchain work, and then how all the financial metrics is involved in the final investment. What I mean with that, I mean starting understanding how, for instance, work the supply of a coin, that it's not unusual metrics that in traditional finance is used to, or at least doesn't impact as can impact in cryptos. On the other side, seen also in the problem we have in the first days with the challenges on the tools you are using, for instance, the depth of an order book and so on. But at the basic, it remains obviously the technology, because at the moment there is a lot of speculation, but in the end, the real speculation born around real use cases. As of today, I would say that definitely we have not so many use cases in crypto. Fortunately, some are affirmated, BTC and Ethereum definitely on top of that, and it's also seen on the statistics we have seen before. Commenting also the statistics, I would say that I'm really surprised to see Pax Gold, because someone have, in my opinion, opinion, really understood the task of the challenge on trying to diversify the portfolio, and the goal for the performance that have in the past weeks definitely was a good decision, specifically when you have not availability of margin trading or future trading. So this is my 2 cents, I would say, on all the question. So yeah, thanks again for inviting us.
Thank you very much, Stefano.
Thank you, Stefan. So now it's time for Roberto. So as a reply, we always propose challenges with specific and targeted goals. So why a challenge on crypto investments and why the investment on reply challenges in general?
Afternoon, and thank you for having me here. Why an investment challenge on crypto? Well, I think it's just because it worth to have a look into crypto. In the last few years, the crypto world has been on the roller coasters many times. And last year, there's the big boom of the history of crypto with the FTX history that everybody knows. So there have been bad things, and I'm not gonna stay on the bad things because those are being prosecuted in the court of justice. So I don't need to add anything else. But there were also been very interesting things developed in the crypto world. A lot of technology that you'll see can definitely increase efficiencies in markets, which is a good thing if you put it also in the existing markets, existing financial market, and also new stuff, new technology that can automate the way the markets work. And again, that can improve also the existing financial market. So I think it's very useful to have a look into it, learn how it works, because it can definitely also help knowing it. And that's why we are doing an investment crypto challenge. The reason why we do challenges in general is because we would like to engage with the external communities. Reply itself, it's a community, it's a network of teams, specialized tribes that works on specific topics. Can be business areas or technological stacks. But this community of tribes, of teams, thrive if they can engage with external innovation centers, like the big tech or the big tech players that we work with, or little fintechs that we work with, regulators, which are an important force, especially in financial market, to steer somehow businesses and markets itself, and also universities. Together with, we learn, we share, and we remix what we know in order to increase our ability to serve our clients and provide innovation to the market itself. So challenges are, and by numbers you see it, a way to engage with students and young professionals. That's the first reason. The second reason is basically we are hiring. So if you are there,
Good.
you
Simply
know
put.
us, send us your CVs. If you are talented, if you are interested to work with us, we are here. And third, because numbers are on our side. So basically challenges are a success. We do, in general, I mean, in the last years, we have done 4 challenges a year: a code challenge, a security challenge, a creative challenge, and an investment challenge. Overall, last year, we had close to 200,000 people participating in the challenges.
Yeah, we're very close to that number.
Which is quite a number. So until we have this number, it seems that people are enjoying the challenge, they are learning, and they are also having fun. So
Yeah.
we will keep
Well
doing
said.
it.
Thank you, Roberto. All right. So we keep on talking about reply challenges, but I want to ask you, Paolo, a more precise question. So how is a reply challenge built? And in this very specific case, what changes? I know it's a lot, but what changes from last year compared to last year?
Behind the challenge, there's actually a team of people. We call it the Titanium team. And starting from probably a couple of weeks from now, we will start to build the next challenge. So the so-called IC24 will take place in a matter of weeks. This is because the process is quite an important one. We, starting from selecting the topic for the next year, we did the same last year. The topic generally is selecting among the different suggestions that are coming from participants, from the public. As Roberto said, we have a lot of people who are suggesting topics, and we are trying to, let's say, cope with the need to satisfy everybody. So understanding which is going to be the next topic is something that is crucial. After that, all the mechanism of the challenge is generally managed by three teams. We have people who are working on the algorithm, that is going to be the way we are measuring results. One of the ways we are measuring results, the other one we will see later down the road, is the final report that has to be produced. A team that is working together with our partners on the learning contents that we have to prepare depending on the single topic. And the third one is the team that is building we call it the storytelling. So what is going to happen during the challenge. Doing this, having in mind that the participants are striving to win in very different ways, okay? So it might be naive to underline the fact that there are different ways to win the challenge. But generally speaking, not all the strategies are based on simply trading. And figuring out why and how people might try to force the algorithm, might try to force the mechanism, is probably one of the topics that it's taking the most of our efforts. Apart from that, understanding how the mechanisms of the market are dealing with a simulated trading, it's another problem, because you are trading in a protected environment with blue money. This is blue money, it's not real money, but it has to behave like real money. And this is not always very, very easy, as we unfortunately saw in the first few days of the challenge. However, we were able to, let's say, rebuild the momentum, and hopefully you were able to have fun nonetheless. So this is going to be the mechanism, and there's, as I said, there are a lot of people that are working behind the scene to make this possible. The point is being able to bring all these things together and allow you to trade day by day and to finally get something out of the challenge. The difference this year between the last challenge and this year's challenge, I would say it's quite important. Last year's challenge was properly an investment challenge. This year it was a trading challenge, doesn't matter the name. Last year it was based on a portfolio strategy. You had to build your portfolio, having in mind some criteria, mainly based on sustainability, and again there were bonuses and maluses. What we have seen last year, it was that we set up a mechanism that was going to emphasize the small changes that might be in a market that is not so, I would say, volatile. we were trading mainly with stocks and bonds. This year, it was all the way around. So we were trading cryptos, that is per se a very volatile market. You were, I wouldn't say forced, but somehow pushed to trade a bit more. One of the bonuses was related to the number of trades. So quite a change compared to last year. But it seems that it worked out.
Yeah, apparently. Okay, so since we are almost 20 minutes away from the final moment where we actually close the investment challenge, I would like to just take some questions coming from online, and I also ask you if you have any question here in Milano. There is a player that is asking, should we sell all the coins until 6 o'clock, or are you going to count them as a part of the total balance? Yes, Paolo.
No, you don't have to sell your portfolio before 6 p.m. tonight. Your portfolio will be valued even if it's still unsold. So you can keep your currencies in your balance, and it will be accounted for.
Thank you, Paolo. I mean, we had to answer right away, so they still have some minutes to trade. So again, I would like just to stop a second before we do another round of questions. Are there any questions from you guys? Any? Okay, there is one question. So thank you very much, Luca, for your help. I mean, it doesn't happen every day to have all these experts in front of you, so.
This is a question about Bitcoin in particular. Do you think that Bitcoin or the other cryptocurrencies will always have this volatility, or do you think that we will eventually reach a long-term stability one day? And I have another question about also Bitcoin. In March, I think, someone made a declaration about Bitcoin, and he said that it will reach one day $1 million. I think he says in like June, but it doesn't matter when. So these are my two questions. Thank you.
Stefan, go.
Yeah, on the second one, it was a bet and it's lost as of today. So everyone have their theory about price. No one knows effectively where we'll go. Definitely, it's a reachable target, 1 million, but who knows? It's strictly connected to the market cap, and the two questions at this point are connected between them. Why that? Because the volatility, but then I will let the professor that definitely knows much more than me. It's strictly connected to the market cap of the single coin. What does this mean? Means that right now, as of today, the overall market cap of cryptos is around 1.2 trillion, if I'm not wrong. Meanwhile, we are moving something like 300 trillion daily on Forex. So it's just a matter of market cap of the single coins. Higher is the market cap, in theory, more money you will need to move the price in percentage. So definitely you will need much more Bitcoin to move the price up and down. This is the basic, I would say, explanation, but I don't know if you want to add something.
I agree. Anyway, if I can give some more motivation about that, is saying that we have a thin capitalization, so it's sufficient, not so much money to make this kind of impact on the volatility, on the stability on the other side. What I think more in general, that we have to observe two main trends that will occur in the future. First of all, what will be the role of digital currencies issued by central banks, first of all. So today we don't have a so high development about that, but we will have more in the future. And so this could have an impact on the size of the cryptocurrencies market. So this could be an important trend to consider. A second point, more general to consider, is the level that today we have in terms of interest rates. You have to remind that the important increase that cryptocurrencies had in the past was in a period where interest rates were close to zero. So a lot of people were looking for high returns also with high risks, but they were looking for high returns. Today, you can have high returns also in the more traditional markets, like debt market or equity market. And so this could have an impact on a comparative way about what will be the level of interest that cryptocurrencies will have in the future. So I think these two trends could be relevant to understand what will be the impact. And probably the less will be the interest in a comparative way with the more traditional market, the higher will be the volatility again. So I don't think we will have a more, let me say, stabilization of the market.
So, there was. Do you want to add something? No.
Just one. Just one thing, just to understand how this mechanism of the market cap works, I suggest to take a look at the Uniswap mechanism, that it's a simple way to understand how a market can be created. Uniswap use their own algos, that is a simple one. Obviously, market makers operating not just in crypto, but also on the traditional stocks are using other algorithms. But Uniswap is definitely a good starting point to understand how the liquidity underlying an asset define, in the end, the volatility of the asset and the price. So just a suggestion.
Yeah, that was one of my 2 cents. No. No, the second is that I think for crypto world, we are an inflection point at the moment, right now. Maybe it's the biggest inflection point since the beginning of the Bitcoin back in 2009. You know, last year with the crash of FTX, at that time, there were a lot of money into the crypto world. And most of this money were Wall Street money, Main Street money, and the money of the big venture capitalists in the Silicon Valley, for example. With the FTX crash, most of this money went out of the market. And a few weeks ago, again, there were big withdrawal from the last venture we're in. So now we will really see if those world, especially the decentralized finance world, can really keep going without those, money that were dragging. I mean, that were bad for the market. In fact, look at the correlation between the Nasdaq Q and the crypto world in the last 2 years was really strange. I mean, it was like the crypto world were up and down, basically following the Nasdaq Q. In the last few months, it wasn't like that. So we'll see. It's going to be an interesting period going on.
Okay, Control Room is actually telling me that we do have a question from Torino. So let's see if we are able to connect with them and to hear them. Hi, Torino, can you hear me?
Hello.
Let's see if we can hear you.
Yes.
For now, we cannot.
Yes.
So
we can
let's
hear.
give technology a few seconds to see.
Hello.
Otherwise, of course, we will make sure you somehow reach us. You might write us the question, or we will try to connect back later on.
Can you hear me?
Okay, so
Hello?
we'll try to connect later on. We tried, but again, let's keep going. Last 15 minutes of trading, so we keep on having some questions for our panelists.
Yeah, I continue with you, Stefan. So, as many of you already know, Young Platform is a startup managed by under 30 people coming from Politecnico di Torino. So, what was your motivation for the creation of Young Platform? And your business is mainly focused on cryptos. So, why have you decided to invest on it?
So it's coming basically from our experience. We have dropped out of the university at the central point, but we are in crypto since 2040. We are still young because we've been in touch with crypto basically when we were 15, 16. And on the last bubble, not the 2021, but the 2081, the crypto market was already a mass market topic. So a lot of friends, a lot of relatives asked us basically about cryptos because we were literally spending all our nights trying to find the next gem, the so-called gem. So we had in front of us to take a decision basically of what we want to do in our life. And in the end, we've decided to drop out from the university and start this journey because we were thinking that the payback was even higher than a classic journey in the university. And this is how everything has started. The product you are seeing on the market right now is the one we have developed and thinked back in 2018. So fortunately, no real pivoted on the product side was applied by the company. So this is the reason why we've started. Why we are still and just on crypto, because it's something that obviously we have masterized in the last years, not just from a finance perspective, but specifically from a technological perspective. It's something we are knowing very well. And we think also that this market will have a very good impact, a very huge impact on the next years on the financial market. Why I'm saying that? I think that every one of you have seen what happened with the banks in the last 2 months. On a side, we have Silicon Valley Bank. On the other side, we have some problem here in Europe. So I don't say that blockchain technology would solve that problem. I hope that. But will take part of the evolution of the actual financial system, as mentioned before, probably with digital currencies, or probably, and why not, with some systems that are based really on a decentralized network. So this is the reason why we're still working on crypto, and the mission have evolved because at the beginning, we were starting the journey saying, okay, let's democratize the access for the financial system. And this is something that crypto do in general. Just think out about African people, for instance, that have no real tools to access the financial market, the traditional financial market. I've talked with a lot of guys from there. And with cryptos, you literally just need a phone and an internet connection to start investing. And not just investing in crypto, because there are also platforms that through blockchain technology able you investing in traditional finance. So there are a lot of use cases that are still to be discovered, that are still to be applied, but we think that will have a huge impact on the evolution of the financial system. And this is the reason why we decided to keep the main focus on crypto.
I will also take the chance to ask to the panelists, but again, probably Paolo, for because we do have another question coming from the people that are watching online. Because we are talking about trends, future, but they do have some very basic questions, such as how can we know our positioning at the end of the challenge? So, high level conversation are fine, but then.
Okay, so
A lot of people are listening to us now.
I don't know.
Basic needs. You know the Maslow pyramid.
No, okay. So very, very easily. Tonight at 6 p.m., as we said, the crypto challenge is over. By Monday, we will publish the temporary leaderboard. By temporary, I mean that it's going to be based on it's the final one in terms of trading activity. But as you know, it's not the final one for the investment challenge per se. What we're going to do is ask to the first positions to submit a report where you are presenting the strategy you followed. And based on that report, we are going to evaluate the leaderboard. So in the past few years, in the past 3 years actually, I don't remember there was a case when I would say the mathematical leaderboard was confirmed. Okay, it never happened. It never happened, so the value of the report is very high because it's only the way to access the final examination, let's say. So, and the most important thing to bear in mind, just to make it very easy, is to present the strategy you followed. If you had a strategy, write it down. If you didn't have an initial strategy, but you make up a strategy down the road, it's good. Write it, reason why you didn't have at the beginning, and you make up one afterwards. But it has to be something. As Marco said, money, it's a real thing. It's an important thing. It's a serious thing. So if you were trading with real money, I don't think you would have just bet. Okay, so I would like to understand that you didn't bet and that you think to what you are doing every time you place a trade. Okay?
Thank you, Paolo. In the meantime, we keep on receiving questions, so I ask them to you. Actually, one I'm able to answer, so I will answer to the question, only top 3 players receive a prize. Yes, guys. Only top 3 players, unless you're playing also the University League, which means that basically you might help your university to get a prize, which I did not mention before, but it's either an arcade game, which is super cool, or a money prize. So do your best, being one of the 3 top players, or...
I'm very interested in knowing what is the mechanism for the University League. If I understand, you are grouping the individual results by university, right?
Exactly.
So, but you make the average, or you just make the sum?
I've been
So
told that
the
sum.
more they are, the more probable will be. Is
Yes.
it right? How many students do we have from Politecnico di Milano?
Yeah, the more the merrier. We decided that was a strategy. All right. And there is one more question, the one that was coming from Turin. We got the chance to receive it. They're asking, what do you suggest to beginners about cryptocurrency and trading books being more reliable than actual experience? And what books you may suggest? Talking about books, probably.
The only one, I guess, it's Mastering Bitcoin, that it's definitely kind of the Bible of cryptos. I'm not a huge fan of books. I prefer all the papers related to the technology. So definitely all the papers related to the main cryptos are nice to be read. Ethereum first, not just because I'm a fan. But in general, Mastering Bitcoin as a book, definitely, because give you all the thoughts behind the technology, not just from a technological perspective, but also from a financial system perspective, explaining how the money starting from history have evolved, achieving what Bitcoin is today, basically. And yeah, again, all the papers related to the crypto you want to invest in, basically. This is the only suggestion. Why I'm not saying books and why I'm not a fan of the books, because the crypto space evolved really, really rapidly. So the paper that have been written yesterday, probably today, is not anymore updated. So you will need to be curious every day, understanding how the new trends are working, if they share some common things, some common characteristics with the old one, and how they have evolved these trends. For instance, just taking Ethereum and all the evolution they have, not just from a blockchain perspective, so the layer 1, but all the layer 2 connected, the so-called zero knowledge proof that is burning today. There are a lot of technology basically released every day. It's impossible having a book that it's every time updated. You need to continue Googling new trends, new technology, and that's the only way to be up to date in real time, I would say.
Do you agree, Marco? Yeah.
Again, as an example, it's not so frequent. Anyway, a very good convergence between academic and professional perspective, so I agree with him.
All right. So, given that we have 5 more minutes, I would say we might go with one more question, and probably we could call it a day, but go ahead.
Yeah. Marco, so one more question. As we said before, innovation and learning are fundamental to be able to trade crypto. So in your opinion, are there ways to introduce university students in this world in a responsible and intelligent way?
I hope intelligent way. I'm not so sure responsible will be. Anyway, I don't want to be boring with you this afternoon, but I think we have to combine very well together digital knowledge and financial knowledge, because if we think that we can make all with our devices, we make a very big mistake, because we feel to be very good, we feel to be very able to make things, but we are not sure that we'll be able to do that. So pay attention. That's why, I think, in our view, the role of university is very crucial, because we have a lot of people that do this by hobby, for example, but we have a lot of people that are trying to train and to be able to be professional about that. So, two ways. First of all, of course, syllabi and the program and the agenda of the courses of the of the degrees are changing. And I can tell what we are doing in our university, Politecnico di Milano, trying to combine together 3 kinds of courses or 4 kinds of courses. You have to be very good in the financial knowledge, so very deep and solid financial knowledge. You have to be good in the combination between finance and technology, and that's why the courses about fintech are today very good and very useful. But you have to be also good in terms of technology for finance, so the role of artificial intelligence, big data, and blockchain. So these are 3 important layers on which it's possible to build up a very good knowledge to do this job. But do not forget, guys, because we didn't talk about this today, regulation. Because we move around a regulated world. And also, if cryptocurrencies are over the counter, a little bit far from regulation, at the end, you have to consider how the regulatory framework is. And in particular, when CBDC will be more developed, this will be more true. So do not forget this point, because at the end, you have also to know what's the playing field, what are the rules on which you can play your role. Just for final message, because we are very close to the end, again, do not consider this as a joke. It's a matter of responsibility. 3 important prerequisites that are knowledge, we are talking about that. It's a matter of time, how much time do you have to do this? And do not forget what are your financial availability. So money is money. It's not a joke. It will be very good for the future, but do not forget these points.
Thank you very much, Marco. Yes, we're nearly there. Guys, it's almost over. I will just remind you that, again, on Monday, 22nd, we will have the temporary leaderboard, as Paolo previously said. It will be frozen, but then you will be assessed. Well, actually, the first ranked players will be assessed on the report, which is super, super important. So I would actually start thanking these amazing panelists we had today. Thank you for being with us, especially Stefan. Hope to see you soon. Paolo. Again, you're a frequent flyer, but thanks for being always a real good coach for Titanium team. Roberto, again, thanks a lot.
Grazie Marco, grazie. Grazie also to the Politecnico di Milano for the beautiful location that you borrowed us for this event. I would also thank you, the Titanium team, which has been working for a long time and will keep working to the end of the challenge.
Thank you. Yes.
And thank you, guys. Thank you to everybody is playing, is having fun, is engaging with us. And remember, we are hiring.
Yes. I was actually keeping the best for last, so thank you, Francesca, as well. We didn't mention, but she's part of the Titanium team, so...
Yeah, but I just represent the team, because the team is very big.
It's
so
much bigger, yeah.
There are a lot of people, so thank you.
All right, so it's officially over now. It's 1 minute past 6. So thanks again. Keep on trading, keep on having fun and learning, and hope to see you all next year for the next Reply Investment Challenge. Goodbye, thanks.
Bye.